My name is Natasha Komis. You might recognize me from MTV, VH1, American Apparel, or straight up rock and roll music. I've decided it's time to give back. So as an alumni, I came to high school, the school that gave me the courage to pursue my dreams. Together, my panel of students and I are bringing back the Teen Forum. It's a show that caters to the real-life questions, answers, and opinions of real-life teens in 2013. Stay tuned to WHIT Radio.org and NatashaKomis.com. What's up, guys? This is Natasha Komis here at WHIT Radio, High Tech High School. This is the Teen Forum, and today in our panel we have Michael, Julie, Sean, and Kayla. My name is Natasha Komis. Ooh. You might recognize me. Sorry about that. Today we're going to be talking about what guys and girls are into and what they're not into in the teenage bracket, and maybe even discuss in a different age bracket. How are you guys dealing with this conversation? How are we starting that?
All right. Well, I guess it's a matter of what turns you on and what turns you off, to be very plain about it.
Do's and don'ts.
Right, the do's and don'ts, what you should be doing to look appealing, what you shouldn't be doing to look appealing. Now, obviously, it's not all about what everyone thinks, but there are, certain guidelines which apply to the general population. What do you guys think?
I agree.
All right. Word.
Yep.
I think so. Oh,
I'm sorry. So, exactly. Okay, so for example, Michael, what is it that appeals to you?
Right.
In a girl?
Right.
Or a guy? I don't know. I don't know your preference,
right.
But
We're going to go with ladies. Obviously the physical things vary. There's a whole bunch of different things. But when it all comes down to it, on like an emotional level and a personal level, I think it's really about who you are as a person, kindness, ambition. If you don't want to go anywhere in life and let someone else do it all for you, that's definitely something that stands out and is a little bit alarming.
It's not hot.
Right. No, but definitely someone who's kind, who's ambitious, who, an intellect is never something that's bad. It's just those are a few of the things.
How far do looks go, and how much does that matter? Because, we all know that look is part of attraction, but personality is also, a part of attraction.
Absolutely. No, I think that, and this is a very cliche answer, you'll hear a lot of adults spewing it out. They say that looks don't last.
It's the truth.
It's the truth, right? And after a while, it becomes who you are as a person that really determines.
Okay, Michael, how important are looks to you right now, as we speak? Yeah.
Go on the spot.
On the spot? Okay, well, they also are the first things that really connects you to a person.
Yeah.
If you think of it, their looks are what gets you interested into that person a lot of the times. I think it's ignorant to say that looks don't matter, because they do.
Yeah, no, it's definitely true.
Right.
I think people admit that. What about from the girls' side? Yeah. I'd like to hear, Julie, what do you think?
I think that I'm not saying you have to be completely over the top, just hot. I'm saying you have to be presentable. You can't be
You don't have to look like Chris Brown. You really don't. You can, but you don't have to.
You don't have to act like Chris Brown.
Yeah, that would be an issue.
But yeah, just be presentable. Be clean and not not looking dirty and
I feel like
it's about habits, you're saying.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of guys can look better if they just groom themselves better.
Yeah, that's what they have to do.
And no one's really ugly. It's just how you present yourself.
I agree with that.
So much of the equation.
Right.
Now there's people that are ugly out there.
There's just less fortunate people.
Yeah,
But
Michael, okay, I have a question.
Yeah, sure.
If someone... Okay, if a girl was physically...
Here we go. I know this is gonna be an awkward one. Oh dear.
But let me just, Mr. P, if if someone has a really great personality, they can get by with maybe not the greatest looks, and they can look very attractive.
Yeah.
But
That's true.
on the other hand, a person that's very good looking but doesn't have much else going for them, that wears off quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing
Yeah.
to it. I
Yeah.
mean, I want to let you guys talk, and then I'll give you my opinion.
Right.
But who was about to talk right now?
Kayla.
Kayla, well, you had a little question for me. I'm kind of curious now. Is it a good one? Okay.
Pass on my question.
All right. But what I was going to say is, I think what's really worse is obviously, there can be not as good-looking people that have great personalities, and that definitely boosts them up. But I think what hurts a good-looking person more is someone that has a terrible personality.
Yeah, definitely.
There's nothing worse than that. That's awful.
But the thing with me is, I like a girl that's really confident with herself, like believes in herself.
Right,
like, if you believe in yourself, then confidence comes and personality comes and everything else comes, and you look more attractive because of it.
Well, yeah, it rubs off.
Absolutely.
I feel like a lot of the equation is just how you carry yourself.
Right.
To
Well,
me.
I don't think that should be confused with someone who's, a little bigger and has half of their stuff hanging out. I don't think that, that.
Michael, would you go for that? Would you go for that?
What I'm saying is you should know how to present yourself. You shouldn't be cocky. I think there's a difference between confidence and being cocky, because I don't think you should be flaunting something that you don't have. All right?
Okay.
It's a long walk for a short drink of water.
Yeah. Well, I have to
I
save
don't even
myself
know where to
there.
go from there. Sorry, after that comment, I'm like, all right, how do I, yeah. What about Sean?
Yeah, like I said, like, the thing with me is the first impression you have is how she introduces herself and how she looks. And then as you get to know her, the things that you stay for, like what she's interested, if she cares about you, stuff like this, that's what you kind of stay for. But you start with looks and you start with confidence and you start with stuff like that. But you definitely need a personality for anything to actually last.
Yeah.
Yeah, or share qualities. That's another thing. As you see, in my age bracket, I'm 28. For me, it's kind of like, okay, the hottest guy could walk around. I don't care. Because, if he doesn't share anything with what I'm doing, then what's the point? We're going to sit there, sit at the wall, stare at the wall and talk about what? So it's kind of like you need, as you get older, it's not just like looks. You start getting into more of like what can you share with the person, right? Because you become a little more selfish as you get older. You waste, you don't want to have the time to, these are very like, I'm sorry to say, but they're like young kind of, the hotness is a childish kind of,
Right.
it just changes as you get older is what I mean.
Well, you're looking for not companionship. It's not the right
Partnership,
word.
kinda.
Partnership.
Yeah.
A kind of a similar preferences, or I'm not getting the right word.
It just happens.
Like a friend? Like,
Yeah.
Well, when you get, I don't know. Would you say it's like a friend?
Something, someone who could have
A
that
significant
friend,
other?
yeah, like a friendship
I think
characteristic.
everyone wants to share something beyond a physical level. And if you can't do that, the odds of the relationship lasting are slim. And I think you're seeing that even now with young people. You're seeing that more with young people. Like ladies, you just don't go for looks in a guy. You do look for some kind of future. You want someone who has goals and right. So I think that's definitely trickling down to young folks
Well,
too.
generally, in my opinion, the females are a little less shallow in what they're looking for.
That's true.
And they look a little deeper, and they expect a little bit more from the person, what they're all about, their integrity, their whole being.
I think
that, go ahead, Kayla.
I
Some
think guys,
girls.
No, okay. I think,
I don't think all
guys
girls.
overall they go more for looks than girls do.
Yeah. But like at this age, not like
yeah, at this age right now, yeah.
not as they get older.
Now I
Guys
feel it
just-
is my duty to defend, the
Go
male
ahead, defend
gender.
yourself,
Okay.
defend yourself,
Now
please do.
I don't think that we're more shallow.
It's
I'm not-
it's a different species. It is the truth.
It is.
And it
absolutely-
doesn't change for a man, in my experience,
Right.
from what I've known, until even in their 40s. Like, that's when they're like, okay, I want to settle down. I'm telling you, believe me.
I think we protect ourselves differently,
Well,
which is a part of it.
I think it just takes us a little more time to realize what's important. and we do mature a little later.
That is probably true.
I'm not going to deny that the maturity level between a man and a woman, that there's a gap between it, because it is there. I've seen it on so many different levels. But I think eventually, if you just hang in there with us and stick with us, we'll get there.
Eventually.
We'll get there. Come on.
Who do you think takes a breakup harder, a man or a woman?
That's a
When you
good
break
question.
up.
Man.
Who?
You
what?
think so? Really?
Yeah.
I really
breakup
do.
harder?
It's been shown
The
that
break?
a man.
The break.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
who breaks up with
Man.
them?
I
No,
think
who
because
takes
it's
the
so
breakup
hard
harder?
for a man to get invested
Mm.
that
Yeah.
once we do, it's over.
Oh yeah, they do.
I
Like it
yeah.
breaks us.
Really? You see, I never. Yeah.
No, yeah, I think the guy takes it harder, depending on how much they like you.
I think
Really?
the original shock and awe
Yeah.
is girls, but I think over the long run, the breakup definitely has more of an effect on guys.
I think, and you also have to remember that it's a different relationship, between men and women, and a lot of men don't have women. The average man doesn't have women throwing themselves.
That's true,
at
yeah.
him. Women, on the other hand, always have guys willing to get their numbers or
That is
make
true.
themselves available. So I think we also have this fear of, oh my God, I hope I can get back involved in a relationship. So that's very hard, and I think that's absolutely true.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You're a woman.
What about you guys personally wise? Have you gone through any situations like that? Breakups?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we all have.
Yeah. And how did you guys take it?
I mean, no, I wasn't the one like dumped. I was.
The dumpy.
How many times, Julia?
No.
You're always breaking guys' hearts, right?
No.
Are you a heartbreaker? Oh,
No, I'm not.
I hope not.
No, I'm not.
You're not out to break hearts, are you? It's not what you do.
No, Michael.
Okay. What about you, Kayla?
What about me?
Are you,
You
are
trying,
you,
to insinuate something?
are you a heartbreaker?
No, I am not.
Okay, I hope not. Ladies, be gentle with us, okay?
Oh God.
How important is hygiene? I think Sean brought it up to the ladies. If the guy doesn't take good care of himself, doesn't groom, how big a turnoff is that?
Everything.
Probably the biggest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're like talking to me and you have bad breath, oh my God.
But that's
terrible.
awful.
That's
Well,
terrible.
actually, that's more of a blessing, I would say.
What?
Because then you know not to get involved with the person. The worst is, what if you're like going in for a kiss for the first time, and that's the first time you smell that breath? What do you do? What do you do?
You
Stop.
roll. You're out.
You dip. Do you go along with it and go? I don't. Do you hold your nose, or I mean? So I think the bad breath.
Ew.
I also think hygiene, says something about the person. How do they feel about themselves? Their,
Yeah.
So I think it's
That's a good point.
it is a good, telling.
How important is a sense of humor?
Very important. Very.
I'd say that's very important even to me.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
that's.
I can't have like.
That I think that would like make my relationship.
Yeah,
like,
me
you know,
too.
It's just.
Well, no one wants a
those
serious
things.
relationship at our age.
Right. Well, right.
Maybe you can give us a different view
No,
on it,
some
Natasha. But
no, some people disagree. Not that I disagree with that. I don't like anything serious now.
I don't even think when it comes down, it's about serious and not serious. I think it's just about a sense of humor is so necessary. Like, you don't want to be joking around with someone and always worrying that they're going to get insulted. You also don't want to you don't want to be an ass, but you also don't want to worry that they're going to.
You want to laugh, is what you're
You
saying.
want to
Yeah.
laugh. Right.
You want to have fun. I mean,
You want to have fun.
even I think nowadays people are wanting to settle down a lot later. I mean, I'm 28. I still kind of don't want to settle down. I'm
Right.
going to be honest. It just,
When Miss Komis was here, 10, 12 years ago,
yeah.
she had a lot of admirers, didn't you?
Yeah,
Yes,
I had a few different boyfriends.
Yes, she had a lot of admirers. How did you handle that?
Well,
What
I
did
would
you
get
do?
into 2-year relationships, break it off, get into another 2-year relationship, break it off. And then finally I just got tired of it, to be honest with you. And now I'm just like, I'm friends with all my ex-boyfriends.
Right.
And I want to be free. I mean, maybe I'll get into a relationship when I want to have kids or, let's say,
Yeah.
get married. I mean, I never even contemplated marriage in those days. I was like, I'm never going to get married. But things do change, guys. They do.
You know what I think it is too. I think it's nice. It is nice being single. It's nice being independent. But I also think it's you get to a point where you get on this emotional level where you just want to share something with someone else. You
I
know?
didn't get on that level yet.
You and I
You
hope
haven't
you
been
do.
single long enough.
I hope you do, Julia. But there does come a point where, you know, one is great, but two is better. You just want to share experiences, and I understand where people come from with that. So,
Mr. DePiro, any comments on this, or?
yeah, Mr. DePiro.
You know, just you got to be happy. That's the bottom line. And
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's amen.
Okay.
Happiness.
But honest is also a big key. Like, if you are going to be in a relationship, that's one thing that I will say. There's no point in being in one if you're going to cheat and all these kinds of things, you know.
Yeah.
I honestly just don't have that kind of time anymore. And that's one of the reasons that I'm just like, look, when someone's ready, they're ready. And then you take it serious and you build on it. But until then, it's like, it's not the old days anymore. We can be kind of free and have friends that we share things with, or even intimate friends, or whatever you want to call it, you know?
Right. No. Well, yeah, I agree. And if you're not ready to be in a relationship, I say don't get into one, because you're just putting yourself up for a chance of getting hurt and your partner. So.
Well, at your age, I would have to say 17, 16, 18, it's better really not to be serious,
Yeah.
because it really restricts you.
Yeah.
And doing things, as Ms. Komis says, you want to do things, you want to be free, and it can really drag you down and maybe prevent you from doing the things you really want to do. So.
Yeah.
All right. It's all about being
It's
happy.
true.
I think that's it.
Bottom line, yeah.
Yep.
Well, guys, we're running out of time here, okay? This has been Michael, Julie, Sean, Kayla, and Natasha Komis. Well, Mr. P and Mr. DePiro here. High Tech High School's Teen Forum, WHITradio.org.
All right.
Looking out